You can see behind me the rooftops are all white. We had another hit of snow. Luckily, it seems to be over and nothing's fallen today because I got work I want to do today. A lot of people make videos of when they go into the junkyards and stuff. I didn't. But I'll tell you what, President's Day was a great day to be in the junkyard because my yard that I like going to that has a lot of these GMT 400s and a lot of S10s, stuff I need, they did a 50% off and I made off like a bandit. So today, I'm going to fix something that I consider a design error with this truck. It just doesn't do me any good. And that would be this. So that seat nominally fits 3, but you notice the middle one's just a lap belt, which means it's not really safe for anybody to sit there. I can buckle one of the car seats or baby seats there, but then to get into the back, it gets all jostled around. Or I leave that other seat on the other side totally down so the third row seat can be utilized by my bigger boys. Then the baby seat starts falling off that middle seat, so it's not working for me. I don't like it. So I went to the junkyard on President's Day and picked up another seat. Also picked up, let me flip this around. Picked up the console that goes all the way back in that space for the headliner up there. So that'll go in too. Give a place to mount a garage door opener when I have one of those someday. But these seats, in theory, are not too easy. They're not too hard to pull apart. You pull those out. We got 4 bolts there, 4 bolts hiding under here. The seat belt bolt there. 4 bolts. Yeah, 4 bolts on this side as well. So 2 there, 2 there. This seat belt stays with that seat, and I got another one of those seats exactly to go right here in this space. So it'll be a little bit of fabrication. It's not going to totally match up and bolt up the way factory intended, but I think factory should have done this in the first place. I'll end up basically without this whole seat here and a pass through to the back. So these 2 seats, 2 little bucket seats, will have plenty to do. I was talking about doing this, and my 13-year-old says, "But Dad, it doesn't have an armrest." You got an armrest on the door, boy. But yeah, it'll do. So I'm going to start tearing this all apart, get this seat out, and then I'm going to see what I can do. I already picked up hardware and stuff like that in the past couple nights. See what I can do to put that seat in. But yeah, I think it's simply to get those bolts, I just got to take these covers off. Screw there, screw there. I don't know if I got to take this totally off. That maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to get to it. So this sucks. Somewhere along the line in the freaking junkyard I burnt this out. It spins that way, but it won't. Burn out something on the impact system, so we'll have to use this method. 1/4-inch drive with some of the bits in there. That's a pain in the butt. That sucks. Had that tool for a while now. I got so many of these freaking XRP 18 volts that I don't really want to switch over to lithium ion, but that might be a good excuse to go do it. I don't know. But yeah, that sucks. Which, you know, side note here, Daniel Pace was asking if I was going to use any of the factory style running boards on here. Looking in the junkyard, all the Suburbans I found, they'd been rolled over or crushed in the side, and none of them were salvageable. So yeah, I'm not going that route. Might have to pay the full price for some infabs. But yeah, alright, I'm gonna get this done. So yeah, 3 screws. Found an extra one in there. Don't know what that was doing or what it was from. But those 3 screws come out. Remember, this is one, the handle I repaired with some JBL plastic epoxy. Held up. Still doing its job, but now, yeah, we got these 4 bolts exposed. All the bolts are exposed. I'll be able to get this thing out in a jiffy, which is an actual measurement of time that's a fraction of a second. There's your useless trivia of the day. Yeah, let me get at this. Now these bolts are always a pain in the butt, the ones with your chairs. Because the factories, you see, dips them in butyl or something, but it's something to seal it up, which makes them difficult to get out, which is why I was using my impact driver to get them out, and how I burned it up. But yeah, all 4 of them out. So we're doing things the hard way today. I expected it to be a lot faster if this would have worked. Stupid drill. But yeah, never easy to get those buggers out. Here's the combat engineer in me. There's always another way. And I ain't pissing around with this one. I've already got a freaking tendonitis problem in my left elbow, so yeah, power drill this thing with a corded drill. I just need to figure out how to get into that one. Just these 2 bolts left and I'm out. I win. Golly. It was a lot harder than I wanted it to be. But yeah, so that's out. That's one of the nice things about these spring storms. This concrete's dry enough to work on. Still a bit chilly, still some snow falling from the sky a little bit, but I can still work out here. So as I'm looking at it and taking Mark 1 eyeball measurements, no, these are not going to line up. I need a hole somewhere around here. If you look at how far forward those come, they're coming right in line here. So it's going to be in here, and it's right before the sheet metal takes a dive right about there, so it ends up right where my thumb is at. Is where I'm going to need it at. Well, the best way to find out is to simply move that seat into place. And here's the way I go about it. Mark it with a Sharpie, cut a square out, pilot drill, you can see that, and then go to the big drill. But yeah, mark your first 2. I can do that with the seat out of the way here, but the back 2 I'm going to have to slide that seat all the way forward, and then drill the other 2 because they actually end up underneath the rest of the bracketry. Alright, it's the next day. Yesterday about the same time my phone ran out of memory room. That's when all of this white stuff came down. It's been snowing pretty much all night, all day, but it started on me when I was doing that, so I wasn't too concerned about getting any more film done. But it's in. I've got it all bolted down. Sealed up any of the holes that I didn't use with some caulking. Let me go under and show you how I did this. So there's my method. I just simply use some big washers, stack some little ones. I'm using all grade 8 or better hardware. That's the seatbelt one there. Nice and warm by the exhaust, but yeah, so these are the 2 inboard ones, the outboard ones on the other side of the frame. Dang it, I missed a hole right there. I'll have to caulk that up once things dry out. But yeah, there's simple stuff like that. Did have to this inboard side, I had to shim it up on the opposite side anyway, because the seat was leaning. You figure this is all flat floor plan or floor pan, and so is it on the other side, but it wasn't, so I had to do a little bit of that, but otherwise it's in. Alright, yeah, so it's in. It gives me this pass-through space to the back so I can get to the kids. That seat belt there is just a GM. Oh, it was from the front seat when you got the 60/40 bench. So obviously I took half of it off. Just took that and bolted that through. Used the seat belt that was on that seat already. Wish I could get one just like that for this side, but no. Just put those bolts back in. Figure that's the best way to seal it. That one I just sealed with caulking. You know, my trash out of here. Yeah, I worked until late at night to get this done. It was probably 8 at night or so. But yeah, it's in there. Now I've got 2 rows of buckets. And this row here maintains that function where I can fold everything down. Still got room for first aid kit, other stuff. Spare diapers for the boy, trash bags, yeah. But yeah, it's in and I like it. I still need to clean this seat up. Pulling it out of the junkyard, it's nice and dirty, so I'll go get some, when it warms up, some of that carpet cleaner and vacuum the heck out of it and everything. But yeah, that's the function I want out of this truck. Thing I didn't get to this time is this console. Yeah. Would have had it done had the weather cooperated and had this thing not needed a lot more work than it did. I thought it was in pretty good shape, but the mechanism's a little bent up. I had to fix that. And had to shim it up, oddly enough, because I thought that was a flat floor, but no, it's not really. It ended up leaning towards the inside, so I had to prop up that side, but yeah. It's in. Thanks for following along. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.